talk about at parties. You want me on that wall. You need me on that wall.
Keep this frequency clear.
And now it's conspiracy. See, they've made that something that should not be even entertained for a minute, that powerful people might get together and have a plan. Doesn't happen. You're a kook. You're a conspiracy buff.
You're watching The Truth is Viral, the only news program on the internet trusted to deliver the truth since 2008. And now, here's your host, Mr. Bobby Powell.
Welcome back to The Truth is Viral, folks. My name is Bob Powell, and this is funny. This is really funny. Okay, we've seen the federal government and state governments, take away people's ponds or make illegal the collecting of rainwater in a barrel. Or here in Michigan, just this last summer, one of the largest cherry producers in the state had to dump tons of cherries because regulations said that they were producing too many. We've had raw milk poured out on the ground, eggs broken because they are natural. A fellow by the name of Mark Baker owns a pig farm called Baker's Green Acres. And because his pigs share a similar characteristic in the hair of the pig itself with feral pigs that are causing a problem here in Michigan, the State Department of Natural Resources said, well, you can't have those pigs anymore. We're just being deluged with ridiculous regulations. And today, I came across this story. It's just wild, and you aren't going to believe it until you see it. See, there's this fellow down in Roseville, Michigan, which is a suburb of Detroit. His name's Taylor Trupiano. He's 24 years old, and he left his car running in his driveway for about 5 to 7 minutes to warm up his car on a frigid January morning. And he comes back and there's a ticket on his car for $128. That is absolutely ridiculous. It's not a state law that you can't leave your car running, thank the Lord, because up here in Alpena, I do it all the time. It's cold up here in the wintertime, folks. So, yeah, it's something that normal people do all the time to make their car comfortable. And he got a ticket for $128 for that. And so he's decided to fight this ticket. And with me on the phone right now is his lawyer. His name is Nicholas Somberg. And he's going to fight this ticket. He's going to take it to the courts and just try to fight this idiocy. Mr. Somberg, welcome to The Truth is Viral. I appreciate you coming on to the show. Can you tell me what it was that attracted you to this case and why you said that you would represent this man pro bono, in other words, free?
Sure. Well, thank you for having me, first of all. I was biting my tongue almost I was about to bust out laughing with all the examples you're giving me of the pigs and the cherries, and it's just one thing after another after another. And why I wanted to represent this guy pro bono, I saw the story online, and it's one of those things that you see and it just hits you that this is against all decency, against all common sense. I mean, we live in Michigan. It's cold. It's really cold. I think there was some article that we're like the second most brutal winter in the country next to Alaska. Okay. And what bothered me on top of it was it would be a whole nother deal if he was parked maybe at a meter in Detroit, Royal Oak, wherever, and he left his car running. I could see the police's argument perhaps, but this is private property. I mean, this is supposed to be our most sacred, line in the sand. Hey, this line is mine. This side of the line is mine. My home is your castle. My home is my castle, and that includes the driveway. And, this side of the line is mine. And for an officer to drive around, I mean, from what came out in the facts, he's just driving through a subdivision, and to see a car warming up, and, he didn't sit there and wait. He just ran up and gave him a $128 ticket. And I mean, the vehicle is 20 years old. So, I mean, there's got to be a person paycheck to paycheck or some, certainly not a rich person, right. Which wouldn't make it any better, but to still just to kick someone while they're down, this guy's warming up his car. And then the facts come out. He was warming up his car because he was going to take his his kids and go to the grocery store, like the most basic needs, you know, your kids go get food, and this is where they hit him.
Yeah, it seems pretty ridiculous. Now, doesn't this make you think about a slippery slope? If the cops can come up into your driveway and ticket your car for running while, you know, it's unattended, couldn't they, in theory, come up and write you a ticket or charge you with some kind of a crime for leaving your door unlocked? Because isn't there rationale for doing that to prevent crime? So if they want to prevent car thefts by keeping people from, you know, starting their car and leaving it running to warm up, wouldn't it, you know, follow naturally for, you know, them wanting to prevent home invasions or robberies or burglaries or whatever by making sure that your front door is locked? Is that the kind of police state that we're living in these days?
That's what I was thinking. I mean, it follows the same line of logic. Well, where does it stop? Where does it end? As of now, there is no Michigan law that says you cannot leave your car unattended. It says you cannot leave your car running unattended on a public highway. Okay? So in your own driveway is completely fine. Now, they're saying that there's some sort of city ordinance, which I haven't been able to find. And I've gone through the whole Roseville city ordinance. There's no ordinance that I can find that says you can't have this car running on your driveway. But to answer your question, I mean, your home, to make it clear, your home actually has much more protections than a motor vehicle. You don't have to have a license to have a home, at least not really. You know, you don't. There's all sorts of regulations on motor vehicles, but the problem here is that the motor vehicle was in his driveway, on his own house, and their entire argument. And the chief of police, they got a statement from his statement is that this is a public safety issue, that you can't leave your car unattended because somebody might steal it. Now that's like a pre-crime thing. You're going to ticket me because something might happen.
Right.
In my own,
report it. Yeah.
Right. So by their logic, they say, well, you know, somebody might steal your car, so we're just going to help you out and steal your money. Okay, $128. And that's what the gist of this is.
Yeah, and it's just so ridiculous on its face. If you had to give yourself a percentage chance of winning, would you say it was between 98 and 99%?
I'm not going to give away any strategy publicly.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know who all listens to this, but I mean, I'm very confident in this. I think we have the public support. We're writing the law. I mean, he's following state law. He has no city ordinance. And it doesn't even make sense. I mean, what do you come out, you start your car, and oh, I forgot my wallet. So you run inside. Well, you know, where does it stop? I mean, laws have to be constitutionally, they have to actually be able to tell you specifically what you can and can't do. And and laws can be found unconstitutional for being overbroad, which means, you know, you could be doing things like the example I gave, which aren't, you know, where does it stop? Where does it end? Can you leave it unattended for 1 second? If you step in the house, if you step away. I mean, we, I want to say on your show, we started a GoFundMe page for this guy on top of representing him. And I say, hey, you know what? Let's try to get him a new car. Why not? You know,
right. My viewers are looking at that page right now.
Some people, you know, people are messaging, well, why not just get him an auto starter on the vehicle? Well, the vehicle's 20 years old. I'm not a mechanic. It might work, it might not. But that's easy. I think that there needs to be more of a message to the police, to the government, saying, hey, F you. You go around and just take money from people and hit this guy for doing nothing wrong. We, the people, are going to get him a whole car. You know, why not? And if this can get national attention, which his original story has, but if the GoFundMe can get national attention, I mean, it's really very, very doable for what I've seen GoFundMes happen. I mean, and I think that would just be the coolest ending to the story, where it's like, wow, not only did the police lose, but the guy got a car out of it with an automatic start, so he doesn't even have to worry about this anymore.
Right. From all the ridiculous GoFundMes that I've seen, this is something that might be worthwhile. This guy seems like he's a decent member of the community, and his car is 20 years old, and you know, he could use a break. I think everybody that gets shafted by the government could use a break. And
Yep.
let's go to this GoFundMe page. It's at gofundme.com/man-hyphen-ticketed-warming-up-car. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Nicholas. And it was nice talking to you, brother. And I hope to talk to you again sometime.
Absolutely,
Have a good
man.
day and
Thanks
good
a
luck.
lot. You too.
Okay, I'd like to thank everybody for watching The Truth is Viral, but listen, I need your help too. I'm going to go to Nevada so that I can possibly testify at Pete Santilli's trial. And even if I don't testify at his trial, then I intend to cover it. And this is another example of government tyranny that we can't let slide. We just can't. Pete's been held in basically prison, unable to even touch his beautiful wife Deb, and they're both good and dear friends of mine, for a year, and he's done nothing other than report the news live as it happens. Now, up in Oregon, the day before he went to trial, they dropped the charges against Pete. They had no evidence in Oregon, and I know that they've got even less evidence in Nevada because it's all been made up. Daniel P. Love of the Bureau of Land Management is the biggest liar I've ever seen in my life. So we cannot let this tyranny stand, folks. I need you to help me get to Nevada so that I can cover Pete Santilli's trial and Lord willing, testify for him, because he is absolutely the most righteous man that I know. He's a very dear friend of me, of the Constitution, and of you. So if you have the ability, please go to bobpowell.blogspot.com, hit that PayPal button, and contribute to my efforts to go to Nevada to cover the Bundy trial live as it happens. Thank you for watching The Truth is Viral. My name is Bob Powell, and as always, God bless, Semper Fi, and hoorah.
Thank you for watching The Truth is Viral with your host, Bobby Powell. Make sure to follow The Apocalypse on Twitter at The Truth is Viral. Like The Truth is Viral on Facebook, and if you can, please remember to donate to the cause via PayPal at www.bobpowell.blogspot.com.
Smack runner, your game is through. Smack runner, I'm talking to you.